Hey guys, Matthew here from the MMAT YouTube channel doing a quick review on the Troy PAR sporting rifle. The Troy PAR sporting rifle is a pump action rifle that looks a lot like an AR-15, but it isn't. If you look back here where the lower receiver integrates with the upper receiver, that angle is all wrong, and an AR-15 upper will not fit on this lower, making this not an AR-15, which means as long as the overall length is more than 26 inches up here in Canada, this is a non-restricted rifle, which means that I can go hunting with it. First up, you should note that this is in fact a pump action rifle. So there is the pump action happening there. The pump release is down here underneath the trigger guard, so you can hit that with a finger or a thumb, and when you do, the pump is released. Obviously, whenever you fire the trigger, the same thing happens just like in a regular shotgun. So pump won't activate, press the trigger, and boom, it will. It also features a really cool folding stock. Press this button here and it folds up nicely. If the stock is in the closed position, which you adjust by pressing this here and then sliding, and then if you close it, this hole here coincides with this pin here, which is the front takedown pin. It locks right in there so that you don't have to worry about that flopping around when you're handling it. It just opens up with friction just like that, and it locks into place with this neat little catch here as soon as you do open it. And just like the AR-15, it features an AR-15 type safety. So flick it down here to fire, flick it back up for safe. No bolt release, of course, because it's pump action. Your bolt release is your pump. And the mag release is in the exact same spot you would find it on an AR-15 as well. And yes, it does use AR-15 magazines. PAR owners out there may have noticed that I have a different muzzle device on the front of my PAR. It actually comes with this. It's a muzzle brake, a rather aggressive one. It works very well, reduces the recoil very nicely, and like quadruples the sound factor when you shoot it. And since this is a hunting rifle for me, I wanted something that was a little bit quieter. Here in Canada, it had to be at least this long. If it wasn't this long, it would be too short, and the overall length of the rifle would have made it a restricted. So I had to find a muzzle device that was at least this long. So the muzzle device I chose is an Advanced Armament blackout flash hider, and it actually comes with threads so you can just quickly put a suppressor on there if I lived somewhere where I was free. Like down in the States. Up here in Canada, no suppressors allowed, because who wants to hear when you're old anyway? So just like an AR, you pull the rear takedown pin and the action opens right up. And if you want, this pin here also comes out and the upper comes right off of the lower, just sort of like an AR. So yeah, just like that. Pull out the front pin as well, and it actually locks closed. So if you rotate it while it's closed, see if I can do this. There, you can see here it's rotated so that it won't push out accidentally. If you just give that a quick spin, it slides right open. The lower receiver does take standard AR-15 grips. As you can see here, I've got my MOE Magpul grip on here just because it's super comfortable. And it also takes just regular AR-15 triggers, so it's really nice in that regard. You can swap that trigger out with anything you like. To take the bolt out of the upper, you push the pump all the way to the rear, and in this hole here you can see there's a little button. So you push down on that with some sort of tool. If the scope wasn't here, a bullet would work perfectly actually. You just depress that slightly, and then the whole thing comes right out the back. And I'm not going to do it here because I'm at the range and really it's super easy and there's really not much to say. Putting it back is sort of the exact opposite. You just kind of slide it in, push it up here until it clicks, and then it slides forward. So yeah, it's actually a really simple mechanism. I don't know if that's a standard AR-15 bolt. It might be. If it is, that would mean parts would be super easy to get if you ever needed to replace it. However, I'm not sure that would ever actually be a problem. But it does operate much like the AR-15, where that slides forward, and you can't really see because it's all inside, but then that bolt engages those other lugs in here. Let's see if I can get the camera to, there you go. it engages those there and then turns and locks it in place. So the rifle actually comes with protective rail covers that go over top of the rails on the pump here, so you don't chew up your hands if you get too aggressive with the pump. I just found that they just made the pump a little bit too big, and I took them off because I find this a little bit more comfortable, and I get a little bit better grip on this as well. So as you can see, I've got a scope on my rifle. It's a Vortex 2-7x32, which to me seems like the right type of scope for this type of rifle. It does actually come with iron sights, but I removed those as soon as I got it because this was going to be a hunting gun for me, and I hunt with scopes, not with iron sights. Now, accuracy-wise, this rifle is an enigma. This is the group that I shot minus that guy. Originally, this is with the ammo that works really well, normally, in my rifle. And bench, today, it's shooting 2.5 inches at 100 meters, so 110-ish yards. This, and this is another type of ammo that obviously the rifle does not like. There is a third type of ammo that the rifle does not like, and this type here, the rifle has done well with it in the past, but never this good. So here you go. So we've got sub MOA, almost half MOA here. These grids are a 1/2 inch, so just over. So we got 3/4 MOA here with this guy. So the rifle does have potential accuracy-wise. I can't seem to find much consistency with it, and the weird thing is, anytime I try to bench it and do a really good job at shooting, I get crap results like this. But if I just wing it off just the front sandbag without the back sandbag, just sort of as soon as the crosshairs cross a target, press a trigger kind of thing, these are the types of groups I get. So it's perfectly adequate for hunting because you're not shooting from a bench. For whatever reason, shooting from a bench with this rifle, it doesn't work well. Maybe the pump is interfering with something, but it's a free floated barrel, so I don't understand. But anytime I just wing it and just kind of shoot, I get great groups. So the rifle is accurate, but just sometimes, which is weird. I guess it's not a target rifle, it's definitely an action rifle or a hunting rifle at the very least. So take that with a grain of salt, I guess, because I know other reviews report back with excellent accuracy across the board with all types of different ammo. So I'm going to try those hand loads that normally work well again in the PAR and see if I get better results this time. This is 28 grains of Varget behind a 55 grain VMAX projectile with a CCI rifle primer in Winchester brass. So let's see if it does better without the excessive sandbagging. I'll just put it on the front sandbag and just kind of shoot, not willy-nilly, but without putting too much effort in, and see if I get better results like I have been in the past. Nice thing with a pump is shells don't go flying. You can put them right where you want them. So yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better result than what I got earlier. It's still not as good as it normally is. I know I pulled that guy. That was my bad. He should be up in here. So even still, we're talking just over an inch at 110 yards. I know I pulled him. That's definitely an MOA group had I not screwed up. I'll try it again here, see if I can get a cleaner result than that. So it's better, not perfect. That's actually 2, and there's one more, so there's my 3. Like I said, the rifle has bouts of potential where it does really, really well, and then other times not so much. So as long as you find the right ammo for it, it's definitely accurate enough. And as you can see, I mean, that's just over an inch at 110 yards. I mean, that's definitely accurate enough for medium range and short range hunting on coyotes and other small vermin. So the rifle features a fluted barrel, and as you can see on these spent casings, it actually leaves an impression on the case. I've reloaded cases from the PAR in the past, and I have had no problems with it yet. So full length resize takes those right out. It's not a big deal. They say it's to aid in extraction. I'm not sure if it does or not. My rifle's always extracted just fine, so maybe that means it works. I don't know. But anyway, that is an interesting thing to be aware of, is the fluted chamber. So overall, what's really not to like aside from the inconsistencies in the accuracy? And it turns out, if you watch other reviews on YouTube, I might just have a dud rifle. I mean, I've found a couple of brands of ammo that it works really well with, and those hand loads that I put together work quite well. But most other people find very good results with almost any ammo they shoot. So, I mean, what's not to like? It's AR ergonomics. Yeah, it's a pump, but that means up here in Canada, you can go hunting with it. It's not actually a restricted firearm. And there are other states that have sort of restrictions on those types of rifles as well. So that is a really cool feature. The folding stock is nice. The trigger is a little heavy, but like I said, that can be switched out. And it's lightweight, ergonomic, fairly accurate. I don't know what to say. I like the rifle. It's a keeper in my books. It'll most likely ride in my truck. It'll be there in case I see a coyote or a groundhog or, you know, anything else that needs to be shot. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. The rifle does come with rail guards, I guess you could call them. They protect your hands if your hands are soft and girly, I guess. But for men, you can just take those off and it looks better and you get better grip too. So, and the blood, that's just lubricant. Haha. So it does actually come with rail covers to protect your hands when you're pumping it if you've got girly hands. No. So it does come with protective covers that can be... So it does actually come with protective covers that go over top of the rails on the pump. I guess if you have sensitive hands or girl... No, I can't say that. I gotta try... can't insult the viewers. Okay. Take 17. All right. So it does actually come with rails. These are rails. I'm talking about the covers. So it does actually come with rail covers that you can put over top. This is the pump here, and people who have... No, I can't say that. Okay. So it does actually come with rail covers that you can put over top of these on the pump so that you don't chew up your hand whenever you're getting really aggressive with the pump. I took them off because I just found they were a little bit too big. I'm used to holding on to something a little... I can't say that.